We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
In this whole world, you know, there are millions of boys and boys and boys and boys.
People tell me I'm nothing, just another waste of blood, nothing's ever enough. In a city of crime, a city of hate, I've got to get to the end of the day. No one can break me, cause the cold world is what...
I made that video and so I edited the sound or the audio clip in the song in 5 minutes, and then I made the video in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Just on Movie Maker, I thought it was good too.
It
Did
hyped
you
me up.
make a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Or do you just
It's
have
just
the?
yeah, I think so. I think it should be attached to
Just the Google
the
account?
Google account, yeah.
Because I need to upload it. I haven't uploaded it to anything, the video. I need to put it on YouTube too.
Yeah. We're live, by the way.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome
Welcome.
to episode 1.03.
Yep. Yeah. 1.0.
Episodes 1 and 2 are available only for our Patreon subscribers. You can find bonus content on our Patreon. Please subscribe today.
At podfishy on Patreon. I don't know if it might be live, or it might not be published.
Yeah, we're not going to add it there unless you join our Patreon, so sign up today.
Yeah, I can't remember if I hit publish or not.
So what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going to see my family.
That's illegal.
Is it? I thought it was.
Wait, yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I thought it was 7. Did he change it now? I thought it was 7.
No, this is
people.
as of last week. You are not allowed to have anyone outside of your immediate household.
Yeah, but that is my immediate household. What do you mean immediate household?
Like who you live with. So you and Summer and Olin.
No.
Plus 0. Those are the rules.
No.
Yeah. God Emperor Walls said so.
No.
I'm gonna report you.
Oh no.
No.
Are you going somewhere?
We're just going down to my parents' house.
Oh no. I'm gonna report you.
But no, usually we do a big thing at my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
But not this year. There's a little bit of family drama surrounding that too, because my grandparents really wanted people to come. But then also people were like, well, COVID cases are rising, we don't want to kill our grandparents. So
yeah, but the death rate isn't it less?
Right, but I mean, here's the thing, right? So we know a lot about COVID, right? So we know that 80-year-olds with heart and lung conditions are particularly at risk, which is my grandma.
Well, yeah, but your grandparents are willing to take that risk, though.
Right, and I think that was a tough part for everyone, because my grandma was like doesn't care. She'd rather die than not have everyone over for Thanksgiving. But
yeah,
still selfishly, I think we made the decision, and some of our family made the decision, hey, I don't want to be a part of this. Just
it's
because it we can say that, right? But then let's say that she were to die because of the Thanksgiving gathering, then we'd I think everyone would feel pretty bad, especially sitting a month out from a vaccine.
Yeah,
even though she was okay with it, in hindsight, it's not going to change how people feel,
No, I get that. It's a weird situation.
But it was funny. Apparently she called my dad a chicken.
Oh no.
It's No. We're not scared. we I don't care, but we're scared for you. You know.
Is Dave gonna get the belt out and take it out on you now that he got called a chicken?
Maybe. And if you
Maybe.
know anything about my dad, he's not the type to be like all concerned. He's a pretty like classic conservative type mind. He's not the type to be concerned about like
All that
buying into
stuff.
virus hype. But
Well, the
even
thing
he was
about it,
like, this doesn't make sense. We can't do this. You know?
it's weird. Like, we know so much about it, but then studies, nothing science. There's no scientific study to tell you that lockdowns are helping, and then these governors are locking things down.
Well,
Like who we're supposed to follow who standards and who
yeah, they.
YouTube is supposed to follow who,
Mhm.
and they're saying that the lockdowns aren't
Yep.
helping.
Yep.
And that's when we did lockdown before, we followed who's standards. So it's just there's no like linear pattern or anything that you can follow from like point A to B. It's just like a string theory.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, we've seen the WHO flip-flop on all this stuff, and yeah, as of right now, they officially say, yeah, lockdowns aren't a good idea. We never recommend lockdowns. Where'd you get that idea? No, don't lock down. And so, I mean, it's just so dangerous and scary that the president-elect's pandemic advisor,
Well, he's not president-elect yet.
the the
But he
pop
does. He did make his fake office, and he is taking campaign money for his
hashtag
transition.
no conservatives. Biden did
Hashtag
not invent the office.
he's the assistant to
Assistant to the president-elect Biden. But
yes.
anyways, it's so dangerous. His top pandemic advisor likes lockdowns, and the World Health Organization says that we shouldn't lock down. This is so dangerous. Everybody needs to know. Hashtag so dangerous.
It's insane. Like the media just plays into. It's just a joke.
Well, yeah. Did you see that tweet the other day where there was like a reporter tweeting about Biden's socks?
Yeah. So that guy takes a so like journalism, he's like a grunt, right? And he's like low. That guy's still collecting a $30,000, maybe $40,000 salary to report about Joe Biden's socks.
And it just goes to show like what a joke it is. Like, what would they ever write a puff piece about Trump doing something funny? Absolutely
No.
not. You know.
So Trump is like a comedian and is at his rallies, and he makes jokes up on stage, and you see him up there dancing. But the establishment politicians and politics, you can't make a joke because the media will twist it or get that soundbite to use against you. It's ridiculous. Like it's just there hasn't been any president in our time. I mean, I've only lived through 3, maybe 4, but he hasn't gotten a fair shake at all. Like anything that he does, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, how do you think people will look back on Trump's presidency? You know, I feel like you know, 30 years down the line, it seems people seem to forget what party a president even was. But how do you think people will look back on Trump's legacy?
It's well, I think there's 2 ways that we are going to look at it. So you have essentially Hollywood, right? And the millionaires and billionaires.
No,
So
not billionaires anymore. Only billionaires.
Only billionaires. When I'm a billionaire, it's only billionaires. So you get
it's the trillionaires.
You get so you get like Ellen with George Bush, and they're like hugging and stuff and everything. It's like Hollywood and politicians, they look back at things and it's different for them. Like it's not, there's no connection. So between the common man and the like working class, how they look back at things, and then how media portrays somebody when they're looking back at things are completely different. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a split.
Yeah.
So when I look back at Obama, I remember the drone strikes that he did and invading our privacy and things. But media is going to look back,
Or his
and
socks.
celebrities are going to look back. What?
At his fun socks.
As his fun socks, as Biden's socks. Yeah, so they'll look back and be like, oh, Obama liked playing basketball, and he was so well spoken, and this and that. But they won't. They just look at him as a person now. They don't look at him as a president. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting because it's like what honestly like I feel like most people don't even remember like policy or anything when they look back at presidents. It's just like
They
kind of
don't
like
even know policy when they vote.
a
They just vote based on if they like the guy or not.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I just and that's why I feel like that's what just like hurt Trump so bad the whole time is just the personality was so repulsive to so many people.
I don't think his personality was as repulsive as we're led to believe.
Right, right, but your average person, and even me, I found myself falling into this trap too, is just like getting down on Trump and who Trump is because
You
of
fell into Orange Man Bad syndrome?
no. I don't think I ever like disliked him or fell into TDS. But you do find yourself like just like thinking down on Trump, even though the media is biased, just hearing it over and over and over and over again, and then hearing everyone else have the problems with Trump, and then you just kind of get tired of defending Trump or having to defend Trump. That like in your own mind, you start to like think some of those things too, just like, and that's just like a normal thing.
I
And then
think it's
to
because,
seem like a reasonable person, you go, well, Trump's a bad person, but I like X, X,
see,
X, you know what I mean?
so yeah, and I think I can see what you're saying, and I think it's because we get these establishment politicians that have been there forever. They know what to say, they know how to act, they don't necessarily do anything, but what we see is them acting how we're conditioned to see a president or a politician to act or speak. And so Trump came in without any relatively large political background. I think he ran way back for something. But he came in non-establishment and doing things his way, and he's not like he doesn't have that career politician rhetoric, sorry, which is good, but at the same time, like he he needed somebody in his team just to be like, hey, no, it's like let's not tweet that right now, or let's not let's rethink that tweet.
And I think he did. I think he did, but they just couldn't. He couldn't be controlled, right? Like, you always saw like leaks coming out as like staffers tried to get Trump off Twitter. They urged him to stop tweeting. But like no one could stop him doing that. But you mentioned something interesting there about like this how he didn't use like politician rhetoric and that sort of thing, and like his whole campaign was based on like draining the swamp and like that sort of thing. But I think honestly, if there's one thing that all of this proved, and this goes to the bigger picture, like what the Trump presidency was to me, like looking back, is it did expose like he really put the focus on the media and the deep state and like calling them out constantly. But I think it also showed the power of the media and the deep state because I think the media has only gotten stronger. And I think, every time Trump tried fighting the deep state, I think the deep state kind of won. You know what I mean? Every time he wanted to pull troops out, he was met with backlash. Every time he wanted to, do something that was a little bit different, I think that like the deep state did really affect him. I don't think he beat it. I don't think he drained the swamp. I think it's there to stay.
I think he did a really in his amount of time he did a ton. So remember he was tied up with all of the Russiagate stuff
Impeachment.
for so long.
Ukraine, tax returns.
Turns out they never had any evidence for the Russiagate stuff. It went to court, and then the ruling was he was innocent, right? Which they never had any evidence.
They found
but he was
nothing.
dragged through
They
court.
found nothing, and it just disappeared.
Turns out Biden was doing the same sort of stuff that Trump was accused of. Also, I don't have any sources prepared, and I'm just spitballing here, so you can just look all this stuff up.
Jamie, look that up.
Jamie. We need a Jamie.
Jamie, look that up.
Boop, boop. Robot Peter.
Peter, look that up.
Peter, look that up.
Peter was told. I was talking to Peter the other night, and he was convinced that, like, there was enough evidence of fraud to change the election yet.
See, what? I do think.
I don't think it's over. I think it's over. I think it's over.
No. If they would have latched onto things earlier. See, here's the thing.
It was either going to be there or it wasn't going to be there.
No, there's sworn affidavits. Things aren't being investigated. There's not enough time to investigate all of these claims by the time, December 8th, it's time to certify. So Pennsylvania today, it was ruled that they're not going to certify. I think it was a judge ruled that after it was ruled or trending towards to be ruled that it was going to certify. So Pennsylvania isn't certified based off of the governor, was it Governor Wolf, who he ruled that mail-in ballots, so they passed mail-in ballots like widespread, so they send everybody in the state mail-in ballots. Well, based on the state's constitution, you can't do that. You need to give the people a voice in how they choose to vote. So it was essentially an executive order that was passed through. So, and he also ruled there's you don't have to match IDs, you don't have to match signatures, and you don't have to have the ballot stamped with a date. So that in and of itself is super alarming. I'm not saying everything should be thrown out, but that was passed towards it's just there's a lot of things accumulative, not saying it's a centralized, but there's just so many things like that going on at once. I do think it's too late to do anything about it. But there's too many red flags.
Well, I mean, we know that there's fraud, right? In a country of 300 million people, we know there's going to be fraud in any election. It's just that, is there fraud that's significant enough to change the outcome, but not significant enough to be detected, right? Yeah.
Well, I don't even think that it's the significant enough. Your vote, one vote should be one vote. Whether you're in a county that
right, I think we all agree that, but we can all look at the system and say, yeah, I mean, we're not gonna get 100% right. But and that leads to another discussion, what do we need to do to get this 100% right? Right. I think that what we want to do is anyone who wants to vote and it falls underneath the rules of being able to vote should be able to vote, right? And should be able to get their vote counted, whether we like that or not. And I think what we're going to see in the coming years is Republican states, doing certain rules that they think favor them, and Democrat states doing certain rules that they think favor them. Well, I don't know how we get around that, right? We need a system where the votes are counted properly and the votes are counted accurately. And I don't know what the solution is for that.
With the blue states, it seems that it's being regulations and things that would prove your identity and your vote is your vote. They don't want any of that.
Yeah.
Voting ID, you need an ID to do so many things, but to vote, you don't need an ID in some places, which is it's just not like it's wild.
Yeah, it
And
is weird.
I don't. It's the local government and state government should be doing something, but it seems like they're not. And I would hate for it to go up to federal government. But the less the government can be involved in your life, the better, especially the federal government. But I don't see another way other than the federal government passing something or mandating something universal when it comes to voting. Because it's going to be the blue states versus the red states regulating this way and regulating that way to sort of help each other out or to help their own party out.
Mm-hmm.
And then half the time, the Republicans are establishment Republicans and they don't do anything. They just sit on their butt and they, play with their thumbs and they won't do anything. They just sit there and they react.
Right. And I feel like a lot of that comes down to like the media, right? Because the media is like driving public perception. And when the media can drive like the perception that Republicans don't want you to vote, Republicans when they get that like narrative out there, it's like they are able to drive that. And I think that scares people because it's like, oh, if we pursue like these ways to make our elections like more accurate, then we're going to sour the public perception on our party. Because I think there are I think like I said, there is a group of people who like care what it's like the people who, for example, like people who didn't vote Donald Trump but voted Biden because even though maybe their policies were like more Biden than Trump, but there is a group of people who care about like what the media says and like the perception and that like that's like I think that's a fear of like some of those establishment Republicans is they care about like what the media says about them and they care what public perception is around them.
Well, yeah, it's the Democrats are the cool kids and the Republicans are the nerds. That's essentially, I mean, the analogy that I'd use. They care. It's I don't know, man. It's weird. I was gonna say something and I lost my train of thought. So I just went with man.
That's okay.
Man, it's weird, man.
That's okay. We're doing good today. We're 22 minutes in, and for all of you first-time listeners, our first two podcasts were like an hour each, but with like a bunch of horrible times where we either got disconnected or got horribly off topic or said some offensive stuff, and there was too much to.
It wasn't offensive stuff. We said like
personal stuff.
Personal stuff about people that we know. That wasn't necessarily bad, but
well, I mean, offensive.
You don't want to go through the podcast and have to chop it and edit.
Well, yeah, and also offensive in the sense that like, if those people were to hear it, they'd be like, "Wow, they're kind of jerks for talking about me behind their backs."
Right, but it wasn't it wasn't.
It wasn't untrue.
It wasn't like ill intent.
No, nor was it to make fun of people. It was just normal conversation.
Right.
Okay. So also, if you have any questions that you'd like to be submitted, we will answer every single question until our podcast gets bigger. But actually, using the Anchor app, I believe you can send in voice questions directly to our show. So if you download the Anchor app, which is the platform we use for our podcasts, you can send in voice questions that we can play on the show and respond to on the show. So that'd be awesome.
Also, questions or inquiries or anything of that matter can be sent to our email at somethingfishypod@gmail.com. Also, all platforms. See, I think we only have Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I don't know if that's published yet. Yeah, I'll make a parlor. A BitChute to back things up or another video platform at podfishy.
We need to get a Vimeo. We need to get We need to get TikTok. We need to get what else? What else is out
It's so much to manage. So like
there?
Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube. Right now, I feel like that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how to make a Facebook. It's so the way Facebook has you make a page. It's just so confusing.
Well,
to
you have
me.
to like connect it to your personal account, don't you?
Right, and so it's connected to my personal account, but
And
it's
then you
just
can add admins and stuff.
yeah, but it's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb.
No, I don't. I don't think you are. I think you're very
Maybe
smart.
Facebook's
You're bright.
dumb.
You're bright. You're a bright young lad.
My bright little carrot
You're
sprouting.
yeah. You're sprouting your roots.
Did you today, Wednesday? What's the date today?
11/25/2020.
11/25/2020. President Trump pardoned General Flynn.
Did he?
Yeah.
I hope there's a whole lot of pardons coming down the pipe.
Pardons and yeah, I don't know. He's acting. He's not worried. President Trump isn't worried. He's like cool and calm right now.
Do you see him
I
pardon
don't
those?
know,
He
man.
pardoned those. He pardoned those turkeys yesterday.
He pardoned those turkeys.
Oh, I should play that. That's a good idea. I'll play the beginning of that
Okay.
because I feel like that's good content, and then we can react to it.
Yeah, send us videos you want us to react to.
Also,
But don't send us the Hunter Biden videos because we cannot do that on all platforms because of various reasons. And we love you.
Well, thank you very much,
Twitter
please.
And Instagram and Facebook.
And I
we
just
love
want to.
censorship.
sorry.
That'll protect us, I think.
Okay. That's all drowned out because when I started playing the video, the sound was too high. Oh, but I forgot you can't hear this. Okay, you gotta watch the video at the same time.
Do I have to, or can I just react to your reaction?
Okay, you can react to my reaction. I'll play like the first 30 seconds.
Congratulate everybody. The Dow Jones Industrial Average just broke for the first time in history 30,000. It's now, that's good. It's great for jobs and it's good for everything. And this is
recording video. I didn't record video for this.
I don't know.
I didn't record video for this one, so
I'm gonna skip it.
you react and then I'll react.
No, I'm gonna skip it. I played the very beginning of it. I'm just gonna skip it though. Well, sorry listeners. We'll find a better way to be on the same page with this next time. See, I need to share my screen, and then you can watch the video and react. Let's just do that actually. Share screen.
It's a big. Okay, so I see. No, I'm watching it. That's a big turkey.
Wait, no, we gotta watch the same video though. Your entire screen. Choose what you like. You ready? You gotta watch it with me.
No, it's like 2 minutes long here. I'm just skipping it. Wait.
What?
The turkey's name is Corn.
And Cobb.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, Corn and Cobb.
Are they a couple?
I don't know. They're very lucky.
Which one would be
though.
the female, Corn or Cobb? I feel like Corn would be the. Wait.
Why are you assuming that one has to be male and one female if they're a couple?
I'm sorry, I did assume their gender.
Homosexuality is in nature too.
True. So wait, are turkeys? Is a female turkey called something different than a male turkey?
I don't know. Yeah, they're like roosters and hens for turkeys too, maybe. I don't think so. I think all turkeys are the same. I'll Google it. Are
You're doing the RoboCop voice thing.
Turkeys? Oh, probably because I'm sharing my screen.
Could be.
And it's bandwidth or something.
Oh, that could very well be it. So, for all our listeners out there, a turkey that is a female is called a hen. And I'm pretty sure a male turkey is just called a turkey.
Oh, so I was 50% right. Oh no, males are called toms or gobblers
Oh, gobblers.
and are much larger.
How can you tell on Thanksgiving? You get your turkey, you buy it from a small business because we support small businesses, a small business turkey seller or wholesale grocer. How can you tell that turkey if it's a male or female? Or do we just eat the
I think it's
females?
probably a male because they're the big ones.
Yeah, but there's all sizes of turkeys.
Is there selective gender selections for turkeys? Do they only want the males?
I don't know. Let's
Um,
see here.
are you making a turkey tomorrow?
I'm not. My mother is.
I'm gonna
Wait,
make our turkey.
mother-in-law? I don't know. I'm having 2 Thanksgivings. You're making your turkey?
Yeah,
Is this your first turkey?
yeah, first turkey ever. Because Bob's Burgers always has that Thanksgiving episode, and Bob's
Yeah.
always based in that turkey and like talking to the
Oh.
turkey, and it made me want to cook a turkey.
Oh,
So
I remember that one. Yeah,
it
it
was
was a
in the
good one.
freezer. It was in the freezer for like a year. So we've been
Your
thawing
turkey
it.
was?
So I don't know if it's gonna be.
It's probably.
I don't know if it's gonna thaw in time.
You know how you leave alcohol? Wait, when did you take it out of the freezer?
Like Monday night.
I
Then it's
should
been in
be
the
good.
fridge. There's like the.
Oh, don't put it in the fridge.
No, that's what you're supposed to do.
No, you're supposed to put it in the sink, aren't you?
No, you're supposed to put it in the fridge. The
Why?
USGA. That doesn't sound right, does it?
Well,
That's the golf association. The whatever
USG.
the
What does the USGA say?
whatever the. It's not. I feel like it wasn't the food. Whatever useless government
Did
ain't.
you mean Did you mean USA Today?
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever government agency regulates food had like a guide, and it was like, depending on the size of the turkey, it might be like 4 to 5 days thawing in the fridge.
USDA. Oh,
USDA,
maybe.
yeah, that's what it was. There's like a turkey guide.
WNBA.
Yeah, there's a WNBA guide.
Oh,
Favorite WNBA team?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big WNBA watcher. I've never watched an entire game, and I've never watched an entire quarter.
No. Well,
But
so,
I'm willing to
but you
change.
don't really watch the NBA either, do you?
No, I did
See that?
watch the NBA, and then it's all like it's just I don't know. There's too many. There's too much drama for sports. Like I'm watching sports because I want to watch sports, and
Right.
it helps when your team sucks because there's nothing to talk about. Which I am a Timberwolves fan, and we do suck, but we're getting better. But there's there's not a bunch of drama. It's just straight up basketball. But then once you have a good team, they're playing the primetime games, and they're getting I don't know articles on ESPN or like the Score or Bleacher Report, which I don't even know what Bleacher Report is. It's like a tabloid now, uh, and it's just it turns into like not sports, just drama, 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 drama.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Honestly, though, it's like just watch the game on mute, right? Oh yeah, honestly, like all these announcers too are kind of annoying. But
Oh, I
especially
can't.
basketball, I feel like basketball has low quality announcers in general. Um, I really like I really like baseball. If you follow, well, baseball has the worst announcers for national, but if you just follow like a single team, I feel
Mhm.
like those announcers are, like fans of the team and they like know the
Right.
players and they've been calling all these games, so there's like some continuity about it. And so I like really enjoy like baseball commentary when it's like the home team announcers. But national announcers for baseball are definitely the worst. NBA announcers are pretty bad too for national broadcasts.
Football announcers are really bad. NFL.
Honestly,
I
like
was
some of
thinking of.
the quality has
Well,
gone down.
there's such a huge gap between the guys who are good, and then to the regular guys, and then to the guys who aren't good.
Yeah.
So it'd be like you're going from 100 to like a 60, and then the guys who suck are like a 30.
Yeah, like Aikman and Buck get a lot of hate, but I think Aikman and Buck it sounds like a big game when they're announcing it.
Aikman's okay. Buck is.
And then I like Collinsworth and Michaels too. It sounds like a big game when they're announcing it. The ESPN crew is crap. I like some of those like older. I don't know. I don't even know the announcers. Like some of those Fox and CBS crews that have been around for a while. They're pretty good. But I feel like some of the newer crews with like ex players are like not so great.
See,
but that might just be a time thing too. Like maybe you get more comfortable the longer you announce.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been muting it a lot this year.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. So this week, the others, so basketball, baseball, hockey has their own announcers for TV based on individual teams, but then football doesn't. It's all based on radio.
That is interesting, isn't it?
It never dawned on me before, and I was thinking, like I'm a Vikings fan, so Paul Allen does the radio, and I think he does a good job. He's a little bit of a homer, but overall, I'd say he's one of the better radio announcers, and I've only listened to him as radio announcers, so you know how accurate I am in my opinion. But I don't know. I think I would like to have an announcer or a couple play-by-play guys who consistently do the same teams, because so much of the NFL announcing and play-by-play guys, it's like they have absolutely no idea like who's on the roster, the history of the team that year, even like who they played the week before, and what anything that's going on. It's just frustrating.
Yeah,
it's like you could pull a guy off the street and throw him in to the booth, and he would do the same job.
Yeah, it would be nice if like every team had their own announcers that you could listen to.
Right. Or just a couple guys, like you could split up the league so it's like NFC North guys, AFC South guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I guess you can just like sync up like the radio broadcasts. Like I do that for like Brewers games, like when they're on national TV.
You're a hardcore sports nerd then.
Well, it's honestly not that hard, right? So they're usually off by about 10 seconds, but then you just like pause one until like you find like a moment where there's like a sound or like an identifiable time, and then you just sync those up, and then you're like I'll put it like through like a Bluetooth speaker or something so it sounds like just as good as the TV, and then you're just good to go. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to try that this Sunday.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. Like I like Paul Allen too. If I was a Vikings fan, I'd love Paul Allen. Because I think he's really funny to listen to.
His radio, I don't know. I haven't listened to K.
Well done, young man.
In a long time.
Yeah, he's kind of funny. We'd always listen to Paul Allen on the radio on our way home from church when I'd hang out with like Taylor. And
the
stuff,
Sunday sermons.
Yeah, you'd hear the Sunday sermon because church got out like 11:45, so we get the Sunday sermon, then we get the kickoff, and then it'd always be like Paul would always be like, and hand off to Adrian up the middle, makes the guy miss, spins out of a tackle, runs the guy over for a gain of 2.
Yeah, yeah. See, he's a character. And I don't know when you're a character and you are memorable, I don't know if you have to excel. Like he's good at his job, but I wonder how good he actually would be if you would just take like his character out. You know what I'm saying? Because
he takes his character out when like the Vikings are losing, but then his calls are like
right.
But he's just like there's another touchdown. Packers.
Right, he's still accurate. No, he like the touchdown calls. He still gets into it.
I have heard him get into it for other teams, but like if it's like late in the game and it's kind of like a blowout, he'll just be like depressed Paul Allen.
Yeah, eating chips on his couch. It's probably about all he's doing right now. Yeah. Stuck at home with chips.
Well, if we haven't lost every listener by now, we thank you for listening to the podcast.
All right, back to let's get into things that are fishy.
Should we call it here? Let's just call it here.
No.
Well, we got a good 39 minutes in. I don't
No,
think anyone.
we gotta end on something.
Oh,
You know, like,
this is the idea I had. So we should do like an acoustic folk song every week to throw in there, and the lyrics can just be about some current events.
ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Let's let's wrap it up here with Joe Rogan, right?
Okay. What'd he do?
When was I? Oh, I'm just talking about his podcast.
Oh, okay.
So, when was what was the last one you listened to?
I don't know. I feel like I was listening to the Egypt guy. It was in like an older one.
Sorry, you cut out there. What was that?
The magical Egypt episode with what's his
See,
face? It was
those
an
ones
old
are
one.
those are interesting.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah.
I
I
like
forget what
those
the name
ones.
of it, what the guy's name is.
Graham Hancock.
No, it wasn't him. Magical Egypt. He's got like 3 or 4 Egypt guys.
Oh, yeah, that stuff's so interesting. Even if it's like the
John Anthony
conspiracy stuff is
John
just
Anthony
like
West.
really fun, whether you buy it or not. It's just like
Well, I feel like
it's compelling. Like it's fun to listen to.
like listening to that, I didn't sense that
In
it was
my
like anything
opinion,
that
I
was like
guess.
too crazy, like any like conspiracy type stuff. It was
Oh,
like, what? Did I lose you? I'm still here. Well, I think we lost Coley, but I didn't think that that Rogan podcast was anything that was like too conspiratorial or anything like that. Um, it was just I thought it was like backed up by like science and stuff. Coley says, "Where you at?" I'm here. I can see and hear you.
oh,
I'm here. Do you hear me?
oh yeah. How
Great.
long is
Now,
that? I think I accidentally.
now you ruined our episode. Okay, how do we wrap
No,
it?
I didn't.
We need to learn how to wrap up an episode. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, there must be like 2 minutes left in the podcast," and pause it, and then they're gonna see there's a half an hour left.
What do you mean?
Do you ever do that where you're like, "Oh, the podcast is wrapping up. I'm not gonna listen to like the last 2 minutes," and then you look at it
No,
and there's still like 20 minutes left.
I always look at the time, and then I guess I mainly listen on my phone. I look at the time, like I just see the time left. But they usually like people try to wrap it up, and then they try to fit everything in because they know it's ending, and then it's like a half hour, like 20 minutes left.
Yeah. Do you want to try? Do you want to try making up a song about Biden being president-elect on the spot? I'll just play some chords on the guitar and you just sing over it.
About Joe being president elect.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is gonna be bad, but this is good content. Okay, so first I'll play the progression a couple times and then you just hop in. Sing about
We can have
Joe.
all of these. Hello, everybody. You can find our original songs over at our Bandcamp. Or
I think we got weight on that. I don't think we want. I think we want people hearing our original songs.
You can find our original songs as a download MP3 for all our Patreon subscribers.
Oh, now there's an idea.
What am I singing about?
What?
What am I singing about?
Biden being president-elect. One second, I have to find a chord progression that sounds good. Alright, guys. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. We had some technical difficulties, so we didn't have our Joe Biden folk song like we promised you, but we will next week. So, in the meantime, just listen to this sick song and enjoy your week. Thank you.